I'm just wondering, there on homeless encampments, do you have any plans to suspend the 7-day window between when you're notified and then when they're taken off the street? And do you have any regrets about how you handled the homeless situation last time?
So there are no cleanups that will take place over the course of the blizzard. The blizzard is a time when our focus should be not on physical infrastructure, but on people and on getting them indoors. And I'm incredibly thankful, frankly, to the more than 500 outreach workers who have been traversing our city to look to connect homeless New Yorkers with their services and the support that they need. And I can tell you that the last storm was one of the first storms that our city had seen in quite some time. And we took a hard look at everything that worked and started it from the first day of this blizzard response, and then took a sense of what can we enhance across the board, because we're always looking to hold ourselves to a standard of excellence. And so that is also why we have started the work of geotagging every single bus shelter and crosswalk. That's also why we have looked to do sustained outreach of expanding the emergency snow shoveler program to supplement the city's work. And it's also why, frankly, that we made the decision to bring in additional equipment in advance of this storm, because what we're looking at, the last time we thought we were going to get a blizzard was 2017, and it didn't come to materialize. The year before that, we actually had one. This is of that nature. This has parts of our city in 24 inches of snow. It requires us doing everything we can to respond.
I also have a follow-up on the removals. You mentioned the DHS was in charge of the 79 got replaced. Were there any placements made by the NYPD? I know you said there were no involuntary removals, but can you just clarify that?
We can get back to you on that. I can tell you that the NYPD has made a number of placements in response to the prior storm and has been a critical part of the first responders that we have.
Jared, last question.
Hey, how's it going?
So you mentioned there's been no fatalities in this storm. Do you attribute that to a different approach, or because the cold wasn't as much of a factor?
I think when we're talking about the previous storm, we're talking about a level of Arctic conditions that the city had not seen for many, many years. And unlike in prior storms, after the snowfall, there wasn't an increase in temperature. Even this time around, though it is a blizzard, one of the few pieces of good news is that we will see 40-degree weather sometime in this week. The previous time, we were seeing sub-freezing weather for day after day after day. There was a period where it was colder in New York City than it was in Antarctica. And that is the chief reason that the city was facing an extended period of hazardous conditions. And this time around, we're seeing it'll be a much shorter runway. And also, we're always looking to enhance the work that we're doing to ensure that New Yorkers are getting exactly the kind of service and response they deserve.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.